Ooh. Hello everybody, I am the Punisher, of course, reviewing Raw for our lovely High and Beyond show tonight, and later on the Beast will take his turn reviewing the A+ show, SmackDown. So, just to talk about Raw a little bit before this Sunday's Payback, which we'll give our predictions in a moment after we're done doing the review. So, Raw had opened up with our, unfortunately, last episode of the highlight reel on Raw, depending on if Jericho wins this Sunday for the U.S. title, because otherwise whoever wins this Sunday's U.S. title match will be moved over to SmackDown, so we'll see how that plays out. So first, we had a little bit of talking from Jericho, Miz, and Dean Ambrose, which Miz came out and said, oh, this show has now turned into Miz TV, and then Dean came out and they all exchanged some words, and then he came out and said, oh no, this is the Ambrose Asylum. So after all the exchange of words, it leads to Dean Ambrose giving the dirty deeds to end the segment. And then in the next match, we get Matt Hardy versus Sheamus, which Matt Hardy won this match with, I guess, some help from Jeff Hardy at ringside. And this led to a pretty angered Cesaro after the match was all said and done. After all, they did have a handshake, but it seemed like a pretty intense handshake, which is obviously done for a build-up for this Sunday's tag team title match. So I'm actually looking forward to this title match. So then, in the next segment backstage, we see Kurt Angle on the phone with somebody, and then Miz and Maurice barge into his office and complain about how what happened out there during the Ambrose Asylum was unacceptable, and then Kurt Angle put him in a tag team match against Jericho and Dean Ambrose in a partner of Miz's finding. And then, in that same segment, he also told him, even if you don't find a partner, this match is still taking place, either you like it or not. So that ended that. And then the next match we also have is the CW Cruiserweight tag team match between Austin Aries, Jack Gallagher versus Neville and TJ Perkins. If those of you who have not caught up on Raw yet, TJ Perkins is now a heel. So this match had a bit of a back and forth in it, and then in the end it wound up Aries and Gallagher getting the W in this one. So my prediction for the Cruiserweight match is Aries, please take home the title this time because I feel like you deserve it and this is your chance to get it. Then we also got the interesting dumpster match between Kalisto and Braun Strowman.
Oh.
Now, here's where this does not make sense. Of course, we have the powerhouse Braun Strowman in a David versus Goliath situation with against Kalisto, and here's what doesn't make any sense. So usually, of course, the big guy is always taking down the smaller guy, and when he's about to win the match, he gets knocked off the apron and his feet land into the dumpster. However, here's two things that I see wrong with this picture. One, the ref called for the bell and ended the match, giving Kalisto the victory, but to my understanding, I thought dumpster matches involve getting the wrestler into the dumpster and closing the lid on them to properly end the match. But in this case, maybe because Braun was a big guy, they felt just dropping the feet down was enough to end the match. But that still wasn't over in Braun's eyes because he still went and beat the crap out of Kalisto after the match was all said and done. And again, this is all teasing up to Braun versus Roman for this Sunday at Payback. And for those of you who have not heard yet, unfortunately Roman's older brother Rosie from the 3 Minute Warning tag team crew had unfortunately passed away, which is the reason why Roman has not been on TV lately, which I thought was also him selling his ambulance segment. They had him with Braun Strowman, but could be a mix of both things, but that's why he hasn't been on TV. So, then now the next segment, we also get Dana Brooke versus Alicia Fox after a backstage confrontation between all three, with Emma being the instigator. So, in this match, Dana Brooke actually won the match, but then Emma went into the ring and showed some appreciation or impression from Dana Brooke about her wrestling skill, as she can win a match on her own. And then it led to Emma hugging Dana Brooke, which caught Dana Brooke by surprise because she didn't understand why this was all coming up. But anyway, then the next six-man tag team match, we got Rollins, and was supposed to be Big Cass and Enzo Amore, but Enzo got taken out before the match started. which led to Finn Balor being his replacement. And then they took on Samoa Joe and the Club, which Rollins, Big Cass, and Balor all won the match. However, we saw Rollins debut a new finishing move, which to me, I'm on the fence about because I don't know if this really looks okay, but if he performs it again this Sunday, I'll get a better judgment about it. But the way it looked in the end of the match, I didn't quite see how it was supposed to be executed properly. But once he does it again, then I'll give a better judgment on it.
It broke John Cena's nose.
Anyway, John Cena's out of the picture. Accepted, people. Now, and then we also have the women's segment up next, which featured Bayley and Alexa Bliss exchanging some words with each other over, "Oh, I'm so sick of hearing that this is your dream, blah, 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 blah." This led to Sasha Banks, of course, coming out again to get involved in the segment. But before I go any further, one thing I wanted to mention to everybody is I have noticed ever since Fastlane, every match or every segment Bayley has been in, Sasha Banks is always getting involved in it, which obviously this is leading to something pretty big between them two, so maybe somewhere down the line we'll finally get this feud everybody is waiting for, but that's just what I've noticed between Bayley and Sasha. So anyway, Sasha Banks took on Alexa Bliss, which wound up Bayley throwing Alexa Bliss into the match when trying to escape from the whole thing before the match even started. So this was actually a pretty good match. However, it resulted in a countout, which gave Sasha Banks the victory. But of course, Alexa Bliss wound up attacking Bayley, and then Sasha came to the rescue to end the segment. And then our second to last match of the evening, we got Apollo Crews versus Kurt Hawkins, which was a typical squash match with Crews going over, then Titus coming out here being impressed with him, and Apollo not sure what was going on with Titus's mentality or his plan in mind, and then he just came and just gave a strange look at us, and he didn't know how to respond to any of it. But so now into our last but not least segment. This is where I thought this was a little bit funny. So Jericho and Dean came out, then The Miz came out, and he kept trying to introduce his partner a couple times. No music, no nothing came out. Then he's trying to call off the match once again, but Kurt told him, "No, I told you earlier this match is taking place regardless if you have a partner or not. Now get your ass back in the ring and fight." So they had a match and everything, and for a while it was a handicap match, but then towards the end when they were on the announce table, all of a sudden Bray's intro came into the play, which wound up being his tag team partner so late into the match and wound up being a no contest. But anyway, as far as Payback is concerned, just to give some predictions, Alexa Bliss and Bayley will be fighting for the Women's Championship, which I don't think Alexa Bliss will get the title right away. I think she could use some build-up a little bit, but for all we know, we may get a surprise Sunday. Roman and Braun, just to give a quick one, Roman did win the last time, but I'm not sure how it's going to go this time, but if anything, I'm going to put my bet on Braun this time. And then we also have the tag team title match, the Hardys versus Cesaro and Sheamus. The Hardys just came back, so they should keep the belts a little bit longer. Delete. And and then this Sunday, like I've already given for Aries and Neville, I say Aries takes the title home this time. So, alright, so now on to the Beast for his lovely reactions.
Hey, how y'all doing? Haven't seen y'all there in a while. So yes, you already know what it is. So we're supposed to be using whiteboards to help us out. As Punisher used his to the right way, I decided to use mine like this.
Shut up.
If you see that, let me just make sure you got that nice little zoom in, because the funny thing is Punisher is doing the editing, so that's why I'm doing this. With the bro, JBK, OHK, you know how we play. This is SmackDown Live. Now we're going to keep this quick and brief because we got a lot to cover. We got this and predictions. So let's do this. Show starts off with Shinsuke Nakamura and Dolph Ziggler kicking it off with I don't know if to fill out the promo. I feel like they're making fun of Shinsuke a little bit in the promo.
I mean, it kind of builds Ziggler's heel factor, so I enjoyed it. It was dope.
Either way, they fought, and there's a possible match in the future of Shinsuke versus Dolph as the first rivalry. Kind of don't want that, but you know, we can make it work. Next up, AJ Styles take on Baron Corbin. this was a good marquee match. They was good before in the no contest, and this match led to AJ Styles getting the straight victory.
Yeah.
As well as an attack had to happen afterwards, with Kevin Owens making a statement that he's the face of America.
Well, getting used to wear that suit, bro. Get used to wearing that.
Next up, we had American Alpha take on the Colognes in the Beat the Clock Challenge. Beat the Clock Challenge for the tag team to become #1 contender. There was only 2 matches. Alpha won that match, and then we had Breezango and Ascension later on, and Breezango won that match just for Breezango to be the #1 contenders. This is truly the land of opportunity, because where in the world was Breezango and Fandango and all of a sudden just supposed to win? That's
interesting.
Rusev made his plea that he's not going to come to SmackDown yet until he gets his opportunity for a title, which he's asking for at Money in the Bank, which is the next pay-per-view, which is, I don't know if it's for both, but definitely SmackDown's going to be on.
No, I think it's just SmackDown.
Just SmackDown?
Yeah, because Raw just had their exclusive pay-per-views. Yeah.
Well, either way though, it's going to happen, because I'm pretty sure it's going to happen, because we all want Rusev. There's no point of saying that you're going to bring Rusev and we don't have a Rusev, and we already have Lana
and
still.
I kind of missed that Bulgarian blood.
Shit, while all that is going on, we still got Lana sitting around doing her cheer dances for another week, saying she's coming soon.
Yo, you know Rusev be having fun with that. She be busting you wide open like that. That girl crazy.
Okay, we're not going to get into that. It's supposed to be PG like the PG era.
Oh wow, really? And she busting splits like that? Talking about PG? That's not PG. You had better chances of Melina coming back with the short skirts and then the split in the ring, showing all her thing. It's fine.
No, we're going to leave that alone, because that's just something nerds like. Next up, we had Randy Orton taking on Eric Rowan in a no disqualification match. I didn't like this match.
I didn't either.
I like Randy, but I didn't like this match. It felt dry. They had their spots. It looked good. Eric Rowan went through a table, but then again, who expect Eric Rowan to win?
Thus proving the point.
With the fact that...
And thus proving the point of the Kalisto match with Braun Strowman. No one really expected him.
Oh yeah, quick segue to that match. That match was retarded.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever
seen. For one,
seen.
we already know that Braun was going to win, but the fact that...
Y'all had Kalisto win unexpectedly was...
And the only way he won was not that he fell in and he closed the lid that most wrestling fans would think that that's the rules of a dumpster match. No,
Yeah.
He just stood in the motherfucker. He just stand there, just...
Worse.
And yet he lost. That's not fair. Not fair. Not fair. And then we ended off the night with SmackDown's Women's Championship match. Naomi taking on Charlotte to end the no contest. It was a great match. Great competitive match. It's just, I knew a match that good being on SmackDown at this moment was not going to end out fair. And you know why? Because the Hater Squad. That's what I'm calling them.
Hashtag Hater Squad.
That's their name, Hater Squad. Ellsworth, ugly ass. Carmella, stank ass. Natalia, I love cat's ass. And Tamina, I just want to be relative ass.
That's not happening. Even though you do it in my eyes.
And you see what we have to deal with on SmackDown, but we make it work just like the A+ show always does. And we're going to go into the predictions for the Raw show, even though it's not SmackDown. There's a few SmackDown people in it, so bear with me. The pre-show matchup, Enzo and Cass against Gallows and Anderson. Enzo and Cass.
I got the club, man. I'm sorry. I got the club.
Kevin Owens against Chris Jericho for the U.S. title. Jericho wins, he'll be transferred over to SmackDown. Jericho.
I hope Jericho, please.
Jericho.
Break the walls, please.
If he breaks the walls while on SmackDown, that would be awesome. And they know how to work with their part-timers too. Also, that Fozzy music sounded good.
Yes.
Next up,
make more.
The Hardys taking on Cesaro and Sheamus for the Raw Tag Team Championships.
Oh, I kind of want the Hardys to win, but the way it's looking right now, I think, and I don't care what no one says about the breaking, the broken thing. If they do that,
delete.
Thank you. Yes, delete all around, completely deleted.
But I say I want Sheamus and Cesaro to win, because I feel that a heel turn is coming on, and it might come through that, because it almost happened on Raw this week. Next up, we have Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt in a House of Horrors match, which is not for the title. So what's the point of the match?
I thought about it. No, it's not. It's really not.
Since when? I thought that was the whole point of him invoking his rematch clause.
There's no match. I mean, there's no title on the line.
There's no listing for the title being on the line. But I have a theory. One, if Bray Wyatt so happens to win, and if he does win, what does happen? What has to happen? what, he goes back to SmackDown or he stays on Raw, and then Raw will end up having 2 major titles. So I kind of understand why they didn't do that.
I just feel like it's a waste of a match.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion. I'm sorry, guys.
Vince, what the fuck were you thinking?
But if I have to give a victory, give it to Bray. Just let Bray start his push on Raw slowly, since it's not for the title. That's my figure.
Yeah.
If it's not for the title, let Bray win.
That would be like a consolation prize.
If it was for the title, I would say Orton win.
But that's fucked up. I should never said that.
Next up, we had Neville against Austin Aries for the Cruiserweight title. I wanted Aries to win at WrestleMania.
Yeah, so I think Aries should win this time.
He's taking it this time.
Y'all better give it to him.
Most times with WWE, when they do a title rematch on the next pay-per-view, it's always going to be a different decision. It's not always the same. Roman against Strowman.
Yeah, it's not looking good for you, Roman. Bro.
Braun should win. Braun should continue his push as a big guy. I just feel like that dumpster match kind of fucked it up a little.
No, but I think, don't get me wrong, I don't care what anyone got to say about this, I think Vince is going to do that asshole shit where somehow, some way, Braun Strowman is going to take that L.
I actually believe that. Next up, we have Seth Rollins taking on Samoa Joe. Ooh.
I got Seth, bro. I don't care, man. Kingslayer all day, bro.
I've been a fan of both of them since the Indies, but I want to give it to Seth because I feel like that new finisher is going to come in handy. That Rainmaker knee strike, that is awesome. We never know. Maybe he calls the move Kingslayer just for the hell of it.
I was thinking about that. I like that.
WB, there you go. You got some ideas. And of course, we have Bayley taking on Alexa Bliss for the Raw Women's Championship.
I'm sick and tired of Alexa Bliss, to be honest.
I like her.
I liked her when she was on SmackDown.
Bayley should get the victory. I feel like it would be a great build
I
up
like
and
that
then
one.
Bliss could come back and get a rematch.
Well, no, please get the Sasha versus Bayley rivalry out the way because their promos.
I want that feud.
That's the other reason too, because we all know that's coming.
I agree with Punisher. I agree with Punisher. They need to get that feud out the damn way because I'm sick and tired of her getting baited in all these promos. Just give her some shine. Do y'all forget that she won the women's title multiple times? Or y'all just too worried about freaking Charlotte and her reign? Get over it. She's on SmackDown now. Shit.
So, alright you guys, here's a quick update with the show. We've been checking the numbers. We don't really like it too much, so we're going to try to figure out some new ideas. So after Payback, we're going to do our last review for the moment. So that'll be a hiatus. So it'll be like a season cut. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to give up the show completely. We're just going to ease off with some fresh ideas. Until then, we're going to be working on new ideas. Me and my bro got a few ideas. So there's going to be content. We're going to have a lot more different content, as well as I should give you an announcement. We are going to release our own wrestling series, HBW, High and Beyond Wrestling, with your boy The Beast as Blade Franco, Punisher, being Punisher, and of course Calico Bay.
And on that note, just like what he said, a brief hiatus, so consider next week's episode our mid-season finale.
My boy just said he's doing the Tom Phillips.
He was.
But
how Tom gotta make himself look short just for the people. That shit is hilarious. Alright, so you guys gonna get one more episode, then after this is a hiatus. There's gonna be more ideas soon. We just need you guys to help support this channel, because what's the point of doing this if you ain't gonna really support, you know what I'm saying? Because it's fun, but we could just move on to the next idea.
Wait, on some Jay-Z shit?
On to the next one. Anyway, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff.
Peace.